So I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't hear the music.
Yeah, no, it kept being choppy for me too.
I heard it.
Like I didn't hear anything. It was just no noise at all.
Just blank.
But, yeah, like it was just all I saw was the video, no noise. So that's kind of weird.
Thanks, Trump.
Yeah, blame it on Trump.
His fault for everything from now on.
All right, so welcome everyone to another edition of, I guess, Deconversion Stories. But this is a revisit with our good friend, Mr. Frustrated Atheist down there, who is a very extra frustrated atheist today because he couldn't get the goddamn camera shit working.
This camera shit, I swear, I'm gonna kill whoever made this camera. I think it was Logitech
on Grand Theft Auto.
Exactly. I'm gonna 1v1 them in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, 1v1 me, noob.
Yeah.
Hi, Edger. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Purple.
Hey, gals.
Hi, Michael. Hi, everyone in the chat.
Fellas.
Yeah.
Fellas.
Well, Russ, welcome back to the show, man.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that everyone yet knows, but you were the very, very first guest that we had on the show. Well, at the time it was just me, but the first guest that I had on the show.
Was I? I had forgot. You're absolutely right. You don't mention that ever. Not a single time.
No, I never.
How could anyone know that? Oh wait, because we say it constantly.
You don't say it all the fucking time.
You don't ever say it, Neil. Like I thought we were friends, and here you are never talking about me.
I know. Friends. Who the fuck conned you into that one? Anyway, Rusty, when you were here the first time around, you shared your deconversion story with us, and it was fairly lengthy-ish one, I guess you could say. But was there anything that you may have forgotten to mention that you kind of popped in your head and you're like, why didn't I fucking talk about that?
Well, I don't know if there's anything I really forgotten, but maybe there were certain things like so whenever it came to my deconversion, like I the way I did it was I went through all the steps of like slowly breaking my faith over time. And the thing is like one of the things I should have mentioned beforehand was that like whenever it came to all this stuff, like for one, at the very end of it, whenever I finally did just lose my faith altogether, it was not a very pleasant experience because like I strongly still wanted to believe. I was like I'd sat there and prayed and begged.
Please, God, make me believe.
Yeah, I was like, basically, I was
anybody
like,
there?
I was begging for something. And at that point in time, I didn't need like God Himself to come down and say, Russ, my son, it is me, God. Like nothing like that. Like I just wanted something, anything, any sign. Like at that point in time, a bird could have flown by my window and went rah, and I've been like, it's God.
There it is.
There it is. There's my sign. And I just never got it.
Or you're in the shower and you get out of the shower and on the mirror is printed, yes, I'm real.
Exactly.
Oh, my God, I'm out of there. Fucking get out of here, God. I want a restraining order.
Like, God, I need to set some boundaries here, God. You can't be showing up while I'm showering here.
Like literally while I'm showering.
And you can hear the squeaking.
Oh, hell yeah.
As he's writing it in the mirror. Believe in me, my son. Maybe when you're out of the shower first.
A ghostly white finger just pushing the fog out of the way. Oh, I'm out of here, dude.
How can you subpoena God for this restraining order? That's what I want to know.
You put it on an altar.
Right? Go into your local church and be like, and here's a subpoena, and the pastor's like, what?
You serve God.
I'm serving God. He has crossed lines.
It's a commandment, I'm sure.
I'm serving God too with a side of fries and.
You see what we didn't realize is in there was a mistranslation in the Bible where it says, "Thou shalt never serve God's subpoenas."
Yes, serve no other God's subpoenas.
Yeah.
Like when other gods want to take God to court, that's what they meant.
It's the forgotten commandment.
Yeah, people just don't realize that. But other than that, like
all right.
I don't know. It was just one of those
Fucking
things where
zero.
it's like zero. But it was just one of those things where like I'm going through this, and like I don't know how to explain it just right, but like afterwards, like after I deconverted, after I realized that I don't believe in any of this stuff, it was like a sense of relief, because it was like, no more am I going to be held
Hellbound, like
held bound
burning.
to this. Yeah, there was none of this thing that like for like minor transgressions, like little tiny things that you do that's like no longer going to affect you anymore. And I was like, awesome. Like this is going to keep me like this. It was a real sigh of relief that I no longer had this issue anymore. And it really, really, it was a freeing moment. I will also say that I like whenever I deconverted, I did not automatically became this big brain guy who was like super
Clearly.
Yeah. As we can tell, I was not the big brain man. I was
a technological genius as
Yes,
soon as I became it.
I went from like 88 IQ to 139 all in one day.
I
Yes,
see.
no,
You became Bran, the third-eyed raven.
exactly. That was me. No, I really fell for a lot of bullshit at first. Like, I don't know if anybody knows that stupid film Zeitgeist.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
Oh my god, I fell for that hard, and then
What's that about? I know what it is. I know it's a movie.
Okay.
I've never seen it.
There's a few of them. Yeah.
So the first one, it's split up into two parts, and the first part is it like tackles religion and all this stuff, and the second part, which should have been my very big warning sign right there, was that it tackled 9/11 conspiracy theories. And it was like it was an inside job, and I'm like, and that should have been my very first telltale sign that maybe I shouldn't take the first half so seriously.
So the second half was directed by Marjorie Taylor Greene,
basically. But the first half, it was talking about all this stuff, and at this point in time, before I even decided to do YouTube videos and all this stuff, I was in the atheist sphere of Facebook. And I was in a couple of different groups, and I brought it up, and I immediately and justifiably got clowned, and I had no fucking clue why. And finally, someone threw me a bone, but they sat there and told me, they were like, "Just look up Horus and tell me what you think." And so
the whole relation to Horus. I remember all that. Yeah.
And so I looked this up, and
there are some things, but most of it's just nonsense.
Yeah, like in the movie, they sit there and it's like, Horus was born of a virgin birth. He had 12 disciples. He was killed and came back 3 days later. It was over, and he died in December 25th, and yada yada yada. And when I looked it up,
apparently born then, apparently. But,
Dude, he died on his birthday. That sucks.
He was born
however,
December 25th.
There is a correlation to a biblical character with Horus. Horus, as well as Moses, were both in the baskets and floated down the Nile. But I think that part of the mythology rings true.
That was real popular back then. It was a fad. All the virgin births were going into, baskets here and there,
Yeah. And then
no, it's not Starwort. No, we're talking about different.
Are we sure?
Use the Schwartz.
Zitgeist. Oh,
Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Zootgeist.
And so
that would be our version. Would be the Zootgeist.
Zootgeist.
But the only time, look, you could only, if you're doing a movie called Zootgeist, everyone has to wear zoot suits.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It would be like the mask.
Big band music and swing. And,
yeah. It would be our take. Our fun little version.
Michael, I will have to correct you there. The debunking God part was not okay. It was horrendous. It was all of it bullshit.
Fallacies.
Like once you looked into every aspect of the zeitgeist, this is what actually caused me to start thinking critically, was because of this, and starting to actually look into things that people claim and to actually verify what they're saying, because this whole entire part, Zeitgeiser, Zipgeiser, yeah.
Ew. Bleh. Anywho.
Some of my favorite fluids.
I love it in my coffee.
Who needs creamer?
Exactly.
Just get yourself
look at the
face teenager.
But yeah, so like, as far as like if there's anything I've forgotten, I don't think I really forgot anything, because I think I was very detailed.
I was actually going to ask you something near what you already said, which would be, did you like want to test out any other like kinds of religions? So it sounded kind of sounds like you went for like the conspiracy theory route, but that's not uncommon.
Right.
You know what I mean? But were there any like specific faiths that you're like, you know what? I'm going to get me a tarot deck. I'm going to get me a Wiccan book. I'm gonna try this out. Did you try anybody out? Did you test drive anything?
I actually didn't. I did not try. I didn't go into any of that. Yeah. I didn't go into any of that because I was like, one of my biggest things is, and now that which I probably didn't really explain too much in the first one, but now I think about it, is that I never, like, once I lost my faith and once I lost my belief, it wasn't like I needed to search for something else. I just, like, it was gone, and it was like, this is what comforts me, is the fact that once I die, there's nothing there. Realizing that there was nothing after this life was what really comforted me. And doing so, like, it didn't really cause me to think about looking for anything else that might be out there. Like, sure, I might have had some beliefs in like ghosts and things like that still to be.
I held those beliefs for a while.
Yeah, I still had like ghosts were real, because like my mom had this story about how she had a friend who lived in this one area in that the house was haunted. Bubba Fett, 3 out of 4 people in Texas believe in the cow god. Yes. Hey, look, Tons of Mice, I need you to not give out Texan secrets like that, please. Thank you. But
yeah, like he's gonna listen to you,
right? But
that's an industry secret. You're supposed to take that to the grave.
Yes, once you visit Texas and you see the cow god idols, you are to keep that to yourself.
What stays in Texas
stays in Texas.
It's not as good as Vegas is.
No, yeah. Vegas has a lot better one, but look, we were like, no, we're not going to be like Vegas. What stays here, guys.
Which means it stays here.
Right.
Exactly. But going back to the question, like, I didn't really have any kind of like belief afterwards, because it was like I get like when people do lose their faith in Christianity, where they seek out other things, because like either they believe that they were lied to, or they still have this belief that something is higher than them or greater than them, so they go and seek it out. Like, I understand that belief, but at the same time, it just did not happen that way for me. Once the belief was gone, like, it was calming for me, and I didn't have to search for anything else. And like, sure, I enjoyed like learning about other mythologies, such as Norse mythology, which is one of my favorites. And I do like to learn about other people's religions, which is why, like, in some of the servers that I belong to, where there's people with multiple different faiths, I sit there, and whenever they talk to me about these things, I don't do so in a manner of trying to, like, oh, you're going to become an atheist like me. I do it in a manner like, I want to learn what it is you believe, and I want to learn about like how you got those beliefs. Because I mean, let's face it, like especially in some of the older religions that aren't really like that kind of died out, but then are coming back. They like it's like you didn't always have this belief. I want to learn like how you got to this belief, how you got here, and then just learn why, like why you have it, and
what attracts them to that sort of thing.
Exactly. It's because I'm very fascinated in what attracts people to these things, and so and they usually are very very comfortable. Huh?
I said the set's coming apart.
Right. Like it must be God. He must be angry at me.
Ghosts. It's the ghosts.
It's the ghost. But
ghost.
Ghost. Cue the Scooby Doo.
Yoink.
Raggy.
I don't know how you guys got through fucking Scooby Doo without believing in ghosts, because I knew ghosts were real, but I also knew that they were like the groundskeeper or Mr. Mayor. Yeah.
Exactly. That's all the ghost stars. It's
Principal Dixon.
That's one of the things that really, as a kid, because I used to love Scooby Doo.
Who didn't? Right?
And right,
great.
I mean,
the size of the sandwiches those guys ate, those are like fucking Dagwood sandwiches.
One of the funniest things is like as a kid, because you don't really pay attention to this stuff. You look at Scooby Doo, and you don't realize that Scooby and Shaggy are big ass stoners, and you're just like, as a kid, you're just like, oh look, they're so funny. They eating all the time. They're constantly doing all these funny little shenanigans.
Wandering off, not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
And they're like, hey, Scoob, let's go see if the kitchen has anything.
Yeah. Let's see if they got any snacks, any ghosts in the kitchen.
Yeah. And so like
they don't eat, Scoob. They don't eat.
Yeah. You sit there and you're like, oh, look, this is just so funny. And then it's like, you get to be an adult and you're like, oh yeah. They definitely big old potheads.
That's like when the cousins all go out of like the family dinner, all the cousins walk out at the same time.
They do that. They do that whole entire look of like acknowledgement, like, hey, you coming? You coming? We going outside. You coming?
We going outside. We're gonna go look at the.
We'll be back in a minute.
We're gonna go look at some in the car.
Yeah, that is exactly that.
Why do you guys all smell like weed now?
Weed? That's oregano from the turkey.
You have a lot of those old heads that'll just sit there and be like, hey, did y'all get into a skunk out there? Like, what is that smell?
Would you believe that there was 10 skunks out there and we dodged almost all of them? Crazy.
Almost all
Crazy.
of them.
Almost all of them.
A little one got us.
Yeah, that little one holding the joint. That's the one.
Yeah, you know them skunks were smoking weed.
The skunks were doing it. Man, I told them, hey, don't you know that's illegal? We don't do that. We are law-abiding citizens around here.
Not illegal here. Our skunks smoke weed legally here.
Legalize skunks pot.
You see, Texas, one of those states that they will be
hates freedom.
Yeah, exactly. They'll be the last holdout. They are the last. Like almost every other state will have legalized weed or legalized sex work. Legalize all these other things, but Texas is going to be like, not in my territory.
They're gonna Hank Hill it to the very end.
Mm-hmm. They're going to be like, oh no,
yeah. Whoa,
damn it, Bobby!
Damn it, Bobby! We sell propane and propane accessories,
and that's it.
We sell cocaine. I thought you said coke. We sell cocaine and cocaine accessories.
Hey, look.
No.
Well, we don't. But I know somebody who knows somebody who robbed somebody.
Oh, the old I know someone who knows someone who knows someone. Who said that their cousin once knew someone that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My my hairdresser's dog was friends with a guy.
It came from a movie, but that line came from movies like I know somebody who knows somebody who robbed somebody.
Hang on. Sorry, I didn't mean to dump that one. John Jackson, do me a favor, reply to this comment. How to overcome the fear of hell? It's a serious question.
Oh, yes,
answer as quickly as possible.
Yes. You want to take that one, Neil, or?
John, if you're still there, this is about as about as clear about this as I can get. It's very common for people who do deconstruct or deconvert from their previous faiths, especially the faiths of the Christianity and stuff like that. Because in Judaism, which is the belief system I was raised in, there really isn't a whole hell thing going on. Although they have something called Gehenna, which is a similar, but you're like a wandering soul sort of thing without God, sort of, and then it's something along those lines. But many people that I've had on the show have had lingering fear of hell, and it's pretty common.
Me included.
It's one of the last sort of things that kind of dies out eventually.
Yeah.
So just remember that, first of all, some of the things that I asked in this sort of regards is, okay, well, what is hell? Where is it? And if it is somewhere that we can, because the traditional thought of hell was, deep in the earth and burning fire and stuff like that. And,
brimstone. You
fire,
hear nothing but the wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah, exactly. But and we know that just isn't the case. So it would have to be, something else. But you also have to remember that what part of you ends up in hell? Like, is it just your soul? And if it's just your soul, then there's no brain attached to it, right? So without a brain, you don't have nerve endings. And without nerve endings,
there's no
you
pain.
can't feel pain. So you don't have to worry so much about it. And just, tell yourself that sort of stuff. And eventually that fear will subside, because let's be honest, it's a ridiculous concept. Eternal torture for finite crimes is a ridiculous concept.
So one of the things that helped me get over my fear of hell, and every now and then, like, that idea still creeps up in my head, like, if I am wrong and I go to hell and all this stuff. But one of the things we have to remember is that, for the most part, like, all the depictions we see of, like you said, the fire, brimstone,
chick
stuff
tracks
like that,
scare the shit out of you.
Yes. But all that iconography, part of it comes from, of course, Revelations, but that whole entire idea in Revelations actually came from the iconography in Dante's Inferno, which he got it from a previous philosopher himself, and I think it was Aristotle, possibly. I don't remember. But
it was flammable.
It's the part that is attached to, like, anytime you eat something spicy and it burns you, that's the part of the soul that's flammable. But anyways, so we get all this stuff. So a lot of the actual biblical hell, like, as far as, like, what the ancient Jewish people believe,
it's not described in the Bible, by the way.
No, like, the closest thing you get is that it's an internal separation of God. So, like, let's say I am wrong. Let's say God is real, and let's say I do go to hell, and this hell is just basically a return to nothingness as one of them. Well, then that's already what I believe is going to happen, is I return to nothingness. So okay, it just is something I already believe is going to happen to me, is I return to nothingness. Even if it is this nothingness, that's the internal separation from God. And, like, this is supposed to be so painful to be separated from God. Like, I don't think that is quantifiable. Like, if you are if you're returning to nothingness, then there's no way that you can feel pain, because pain is something. So if you're returning to nothing, then there is no pain, because pain is something. And that means that you still have something to be able to feel the pain. And so if even if I'm wrong, like, I'm just going to go back to nothingness. So regardless, it kind of, like, just that realization that the actual hell is just a return to nothingness, which is something I already believe is going to happen to me afterwards. That kind of helped, like, ease me into this whole entire, like, backing away from this fear of hell. That's just me personally. It could be different for other people.
My turn.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So I approach it from a slightly different angle. I'm a gamer, so I think of the meta, right? So if this religion is a game, the most important part of the game is that there needs to be a reward. And the reward is heaven. They have the ultimate reward, but they also need the ultimate punishment, which is hell. So if I don't think I'm getting into heaven, I'm going to go to the bad place. And that is what they use to keep me compliant. right?
Mhm.
That's what keeps you in the boundary lines. You want to go here, and if you don't do exactly what I say, this happens. Only problem is some friggin' dudes made up the rules, like, and then voted on the rules, and then voted on which rules go in and which rules go out, and like decided which books go in and go out. So if the rule system that sends me to heaven or hell was made up by a bunch of dudes and they've all admitted to doing it, then this is not a divine thing that's going to happen to me. This is just where they put the lines to try to control me, right? And the ultimate punishment is only for doing things outside of their rule system that they voted on and agreed upon. So it, like, there's no like, and everybody should just like make out with people who are of a different race than you. Like, that didn't make it in there, but owning slaves did. Fuck that. So it's like,
I love it.
And there's a lot of like, there's nothing in there about like liberating women, and women should be equal parts of society, and that is what Jesus would want. That's not in there somehow. But women be subservient to your husbands is in there. So you got to remember who's telling you you're going to hell, what system they're using to put you in hell, and whether you agree with that. Because if you don't even agree that you should go there, then why are you keeping up this existence of it? You know what I mean? Like, you're keeping it up.
Yes, John. The Pascal's wager is just better safe than sorry, but they're the house of the casino. Also, like, you know what I mean, making the bet. Like, they're the dealer for blackjack, and then they're playing Pascal's wager with you. Either way, they win. You know what I mean? Unless
the funniest thing about
they win either way. So it's a trick of people wanting you to keep you in the religion. It's to make sure,
believe it or not,
it's to make sure that you're not. It's to give you nowhere to go if you decide to leave. And when you hold on, Russ.
Look, I thought you were done.
I'm not finished. So when you realize that keys are actually in your hand and not in their hand, then their whole house of cards falls apart. As soon as you have autonomy, they don't have anything to hold against you.
That's right.
And that's why hell is the worst punishment that they could think of, and that they keep persisting with no evidence, no anything. Like, there's no evidence of hell, and Christians just take it on good faith that that's where bad people go. That sounds crazy.
Mm-hmm. So the funniest thing is that there are people who actually did fall for the Pascal wager line about, it's better to believe and be able to go to heaven than to not believe and end up in hell because blah blah blah. And the thing that I laugh at is the fact that God is supposed to be this omnipotent being. Do you think you can fool him into getting into heaven by saying, oh yeah, I totally believe this stuff, guys, so that way I don't go to hell? Ha! God's gonna believe that I truly believe. No, you're gonna get to your pearly gates. Your God is gonna sit there and be like, oh, so you were just believing so that way, to hedge your bets. Oh, well, yeah, you can go ahead and go to hell. Bye. Like, it's the funniest thing to me is that this whole entire Pascal wager thing is supposed to be like if your God is real and you just go to heaven, he's going to send you to hell because he knows that you don't truly believe.
You were faking
it. You're faking it just so that way you can get into heaven. It's the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's like, I'm playing both sides so that way, I come out on top no matter what.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work.
It's not.
That a little better, a little brighter.
I hope that helps.
Me too.
They're not the referees, so don't let them try to referee you. Don't let them referee you. They have no authority.
I think that if God is real and that he is like we all go to heaven and whatnot, and he sees that, I think that if he were to take anybody into heaven, it would be the best atheists who have always done, the right thing, who've never done anything wrong, who try not to do things wrong. Because we are human, he knows we are. And he would take them over the person who is just believing because they want to be there instead of hell.
I mean, maybe God's an atheist at this point, because if we follow the Bible, you would turn into an atheist, and then you would try to shut down Christianity because the current Christians aren't doing it right. Like, as far as I'm concerned, if there is a God, I'm doing exactly what he would have wanted me to do anyway, which is be honest. So
yeah. And the funniest thing is like you said that, it reminds me of that Bo Burnham song where he's like, you believe me, but I don't believe in you.
So they want
I believe
the
in
text to be
Russ.
more white.
What?
Is that better?
Oh,
I can't read the red text. I don't have a problem reading it, but and our screen's even smaller.
Yeah. But any other questions, like chat or from y'all?
Better?
I asked you if you tried anybody else out. You said no.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you miss about church? Not a religion, church.
Oh, probably the community aspect, like the actual because whenever I went to church, we went every Wednesday and Sundays, and we went twice on Sundays.
Damn.
We had our morning services and then the evening services on Sundays.
Yeah, I was in there just like furniture for real.
Yeah, I was a member of the Royal Rangers, whenever I was a kid. I was all in it. The Royal Rangers. Yes.
What's a Royal Ranger do? Is that like a Power Ranger?
I wish. That would be awesome.
What did you turn your Jeep into?
My Jeep transformed into a McRib.
To Buc-ee's? To a Buc-ee's.
Into Buc-ee's. That's exactly what it did. But so a Royal Ranger, what it was is there was a certain select Baptist and some other very fundamental churches that did this whole entire thing called the Royal Rangers, where basically you memorized a bunch of scripture, you sit there and you did every summer you did the vacation Bible school, and the Royal Rangers would learn the scripture. We do all these other different. It was basically a bunch of bullshit, to be honest. It was like
Bible Eagle Scouts.
Exactly, that's what it was. Because they did a little things about surviving, but surviving
outdoorsy.
God.
Oh my God! This log represents Ephesians 21, and this match is and then they take the match and then they just throw it in there, and that is your sin. You have thrown away your match. No,
yes,
survive out here.
Yeah, we had they even did these things where it was like a like this little whole entire play where you went room from room, kind of like the heck houses.
Oh my God.
And so we did that too. Yes, I that's what I said. Tons of mice. I said McRib. Mikey said a Buc-ee's, and I agreed with that too.
Why you gotta rile them up, Tons? Why you gotta
God dang it, Tons. Pay attention.
But in his defense, there's actually, no, there isn't a delay. Thanks, Talk Studio, Streamlabs. There's only about a second and a half delay now. So you guys are getting us live and direct.
Wow.
Yeah.
Purple, I will make no comment. SEAL Team 6 is coming after you. It's okay.
I'll stick with the white. The white stands out the best, I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to use colors that match our overall color scheme, right? So
has the show started yet? Oh Lordy.
Rude. That's just rude.
That's just rude. You're acting like we're not just sitting right here, Tons. That's not.
We can see what you say about us sometimes. Yeah. Just talking about us like we're not even in the room. Rude.
And you know what? Hurtful. That's hurtful.
Deliberate and hurtful.
Chicanerous?
Yeah.
What else did he say in that skit?
I don't even know. I love him so much.
Oh, I fucking love Key and Peele. Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
Or Timothy, present.
Thank you.
Oh.
How about you, Neil? Did you have any other questions?
No. Not really. I mean, he's kind of updated us on on a few things, right? So.
I mean, I can update you that also I've got a PS5 and I've been playing Baldur's Gate for the
Well, that's
past
good.
for the past I
What
don't
about-
know, like half a day.
Well, since I spoke to you, what now, almost 4 years ago, I think was the first time you were on here. And what's life with the family been like? Like, have there been anything there?
No, like I mean, so for the most part, my a lot of my family know that I'm an atheist. Like it's not something I hide. I don't talk about it with certain family members. That's just because out of respect for them, because like they are very devout believers, and it's one of those things where it's like they
Yeah, but respect runs two ways,
yeah.
my friend.
Yeah, well, and they don't like, so for instance, whenever we have family get-togethers and there's a family prayer, we all hold hands. I still hold hands and all that, but they never ask me to pray, so I don't. Because if they did,
that would be a mistake.
Yeah,
that would be a
mistake. That would be a mistake. But yeah, no. So like, I just, out of respect for them, I just don't talk about it. But then there's other people who, like, I mean, we don't just talk about it, we have discussions about it. We will sit there and have heated debates about it. But we always end up, hey, I still love you at the end of the day, and we're still going to be, we're still family, yada, yada, yada. There's not, but other than that, there's like, I'm not like secretive about my atheism. One of my biggest, my brother-in-laws, he is very, very much he is a believer, and he says he prays for me every day, and I'm like, if that makes you feel better about this,
I talk to Zero for you too.
Yeah, right. I sit there and I don't do the whole entire "I'll thank for you," ha ha ha. But
but you be thinking it.
I do be thinking it sometimes. But, like, especially if it's been an incredibly heated discussion we've had. Like, it's like I'm over here like, yes, I'm thinking for you, ha ha ha. But for the most part, like, we keep things civil. Like we don't talk too much about it. Like every now and then, because my fiance, she is actually Muslim. Every now and then she will bring, like, she'll ask questions, and I'm like, do you really want to go down this route? Like, because we can, but I don't know how much you'll like it. Like I'm like, it's just like, I'm strong in my faith in the idea. Yeah, and I'm like, yes, I believe you are. I know you to be strong in your faith. However, if you want to go down this route, we can. And so I try to, for the most part, stray away from talks of religion with her, not just because I know how much. Like, me personally, I don't give a shit. I've always said to people that I don't care that there are believers. I don't care that people believe. I care about what you do with your belief, and for the most part, she believes. She believes in science. She believes in certain things. There's, of course, other things that we're going to disagree about. Like, every morning I talk to my Cheerios about my loved ones. Yes, you must. The Cheerios will help you.
Not the Honey Nut ones, though.
No, those are that is the devil.
Those are blasphemers.
Those are the spawns of Satan
and this multi-grain, like, what's this? DEI bullshit.
No. Look at all these grains in here.
You get old school Cheerios in the yellow box, and you add sugar to them, like every blue-blooded American does.
I don't add sugar to Cheerios, man.
Hell yeah, you add about a pound of sugar per
pound
per O.
Per O. Like,
funny
every
story.
Blue-blooded American.
Sugar-blooded American.
I was watching this guy that actually, speaking of cereal, that did a comparison of the American Fruit Loops to the Canadian Fruit Loops.
Oh boy,
because they're very different. Like, first of all, the American ones are just bright fucking colors because they still use the old school dye number 40, dye number 13, or whatever the hell it is.
And we will continue to do so because we love America.
We love freedom. It sounds like Canada needs some freedom.
Canada uses fruit juices for their coloring.
What?
Yeah, we use
that must taste good too.
Juice. Oh, and he did the taste comparison. So the Canadian ones are way fucking better than the American ones.
Dude, we don't get shit here, man. This place fucking blows, brother.
Mikey.
This place
Mikey,
sucks. We don't
Mikey,
get
nope. We need them to get some freedom.
Freedom loops.
Yeah, we're about to liberate all your fucking Fruit Loops out of your country. You got the good shit over there.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Damn, dude, we can't have nothing good here anymore. Like everything has to suck.
The USA ones do have more sugar.
Mikey,
but ours are sweetened by fruit juices, which is its own type of sugar. But
yeah,
Mikey, I learned this whenever I learned the history of marijuana in the United States. Like
marijuana,
yes, like literally the biggest reason why America outlawed marijuana was because of Mexicans.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. So this is literally the story of what happened.
Come on.
Was that way back in the you got to think back
Nixon.
In like the 1800s, back in the 1800s.
Me I gotta think.
No, it was even before Nixon.
How dare you?
Back in the 1800s, like we used to have
right around when I was born.
Marijuana, exactly.
Neil graduated.
We had marijuana in our medicines and stuff like that. And
graduated back in 1884.
Class of 84. 1884.
Jokes on you.
Take care, Dave.
They had fucking Buffalo Letterman jackets.
Right. But anyway, so marijuana was in like all the medicines and stuff that were in everybody's medicine cabinet.
So was cocaine back then.
Yeah, right.
That is true.
Well, but what ends up happening is during the First World War, whenever Pancho Villa was stirring up shit down in Mexico, and there was a mass exodus from Mexico into the United States, there was fucking tell the story.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, so during World War One, whenever Pancho Villa was starting up shit in Mexico, there was a mass exodus of Mexicans into America, and there's this one guy who I think his name, I don't remember his name, but his whole entire story here is that he had to take the fun out of everything. He was over here finding out all these dangerous shit. And so what happened was there was a very big, very big surge of racism towards Mexicans at the time because of the mass, surge of Mexicans coming in. And so this guy, he came up, he was like, all these Mexicans, they're bringing over all their culture and their whatnots, and they're bringing over their marijuana usages. And blah 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 blah.
And we should thank them. Oh,
and so the entire
pass the duchy to the left-hand side. Yes,
the entire American populace got behind this because of how racist they were, and they said yes, we should outlaw this. And so then they outlawed it, and then all of a sudden, their medication wasn't working as good as it used to. And they're like, "Why is this happening?" And it's like, because you fucking outlawed the one thing in there that made it good for you. Like, what the fuck?
Your medicine is stepped on, dog.
Yeah. So America, they tend to we tend to do things against our own benefit because somebody comes up there and relies on our worst issues. Yes, the whatnots. I'm Texan, we say whatnot.
That's my new band name, the Whatnots.
Exactly.
Neil and the Whatnots.
Neil and the Whatnots. Hey,
it's a big band that also does covers of Creed and Nickelback.
What?
That band would pop off. I don't care what you say. People would, if you did ska versions of fucking Arms Wide Open, you would have a fucking crowd surfing tsunami.
I used to do Arms Wide Open on karaoke nights.
Creed's a good band, guys. He's just a bad person.
All I'm saying is I'm through with standing in lines to clubs I'm never getting in. It's like the bottom of the ninth, and I'm never going to win. This life hasn't turned out quite the way I wanted to be.
I'm not going to let you talk lyric me. I have to stop it. Or he'll do the whole song. And then I won't catch it. I think we're done and dusted here, Mr. Neil.
I think Yeah, I think we're all caught up on what's been going on with Russ since the last time he was on the show as a guest. But yeah, I think we could probably cut this one short and just jump to an after party in about 15 minutes or so. And,
it's really easy to catch you up on everything from that first episode to now by saying I moved a bunch. My mom passed away, and I'm probably going to be moving again soon.
To Canada? Right on.
Good luck. They ain't letting us in after fucking Mr. Tariff Man is going to make no one take us. That's his plan. He's going to trap us here. He's going to piss everybody off and nobody will take us.
Don't forget your marijuana quill this flu and cold season, folks.
Exactly. Yeah, no, see, I'm too Texan. The very second I get up there, I would die of the cold immediately.
It's cold already.
Well, it's cold this time of year, but
it's cold right now down here, and I fucking hate it.
Yeah, it's cold
down there. He says.
Yes, Andrew, yes, I did get a job. Not only did I get a job, I'm also in school right now.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go. On George says, did you get a job? Yeah, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Well, yeah, because at one point in time I was jobless whenever for a while.
I've been there. I've been there before. But I'm now 15 years at my current job. So
there you go.
Yeah. I
was working at this one gas station, and then I moved to a different one because that one closed down. And then this one, the one I moved to, eventually closed down, but I just stayed on with the new company that popped up there like immediately afterwards. So yeah, I've been working nonstop for the past 2-ish years.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, you need some time off so you can go honeymoon.
Do what?
You need some time off so you can go honeymoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually. Once we get married.
I guess there's that, yeah.
Yeah, you kind of have to get married in order to go on the honeymoon.
So I got a question for you.
There you go.
What kind of wedding is it going to be?
Shotgun.
We haven't really decided. That we haven't really decided.
AR-15. He is in Texas. I forgot.
Yes. We have all of those things. AR-15, shotgun.
The AR-15 wedding. That's a Texas exclusive.
The funniest thing is like she kept telling me like she didn't want me to meet her dad for a while because she thought it was like my dad's gonna hate you, whatever. And for her oldest's birthday, we met, and not only did he enjoy my company, he actually at the end unpromptedly gave me a hug.
Oh, in her
so
face!
I looked at her
face
because she's always.
So now you're going to marry her dad?
Of course, like me and him are getting married soon.
We're gonna abscond away in the night.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was just the funniest thing because she sat there, and I got in the truck, and I was like, I just want to point out the fact that
Texas thing to
he
say.
gave me a hug, and I did not prompt this; he did.
So there you go.
Oh, that's cool. That's really cool, dude. That's awesome.
So
you've been accepted by the old man.
Exactly.
In her defense, Russ, she knows you.
Yeah, I know.
It could have gone very bad. It could have. With you involved,
there's
some
always
shenanigans could have been right around the corner.
Could have been something else.
Sometimes I roll a nat 20. Sometimes I roll a nat 1.
Sometimes you roll that one, and it sounds like you stuck the landing. So. Good.
Yeah, I did.
In her face, in your face, wife to be.
Yeah, exactly. But to answer your question, we're not quite sure. Like she is constantly changing what kind of weddings we're going to have. It's one of those things where she's like, one time she sat there and was like, I want it to be very, very traditional Muslim, and I'm like, okay. And then the next time she's like, I want this instead, and I'm like, okay. And so like I don't care. I told her from the very
attaboy.
I told her from the very get-go, I will go to the courthouse and marry you there for all I give a damn. So you decide what kind of wedding you want, and guess what? I support that 100%.
Yep,
that's what I did.
That's the way you do it.
Yeah,
I even let mine pick her ring out.
She wants.
I don't want no sour grapes later. Whatever you say. Hey, let's start off easy, shall we? Let's do whatever you want. All right, I don't care. It doesn't really matter to me anyway. I'm a boy. I don't give a shit.
No, it's not that you don't care. It's that you care is why you're doing that.
Yeah. like
I don't have a wedding preference. I'd just be fucking. I'd be right.
I just show up and say I do.
Right. Like, what do I have to do to get to be married to you forever? I'm in the line for that. Like, whatever that is, I'm doing that shit.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just like this is your day. I've been married twice already, woman. I don't care.
Russ was just using her to get to her dad.
Exactly. Yes.
Got a new hangout, buddy.
Exactly. We bonded over the fact that we both served in the military. He was Navy though.
And you didn't hold that against him, and that's
I did not. I was so proud of myself for not holding that against him.
Like, Navy. Okay. Navy, thought you said military. Okay.
Yeah, I thought you meant the real military.
not the military's ride everywhere.
Exactly. But I love her to death, and it's one of the reasons like when people sit there, when people keep asking me things like, how does it work with you being, an atheist and her being Muslim? I'm like,
filthy godless heathen.
I sat there and I told her this because I brought it up to her before, and she's like, what? She just laughed. She was like, what? Why wouldn't it work? And I was like, look, I don't know. Like, this is what this person said. She's like, but like we love each other. Like my religion has nothing to do with it. I was like, exactly.
And not to like tell tales out of school, but your wife's from a different country? No, but her family's from
roots. So like her dad.
You know what I mean? So it's so like their religion is a much different part of their culture versus Americans who are literally have no ties to anything over in the Middle East, which is where the Bible takes place, but because their dads and dad's, you know what I mean? Like it's more of a ritualistic thing over here rather than an identity thing for other people where, it's just different.
Yeah. And the fact is like being American Muslim versus being like Middle Eastern Muslim is two totally separate things. And she realized this when she talks to Muslims from the Middle East. Like she was just on TikTok Live, and some guy came on there and was saying about how our women over here, they like, because she was doing some stretches and stuff, and he was like, our women over here don't do any of that kind of stuff. They don't do any of that. They do what they're told. And she was like, yeah, but when they come here, they don't. When they come,
they be over here, they be stretching, hey.
Right? And so it was just, it's like
stretching so bad.
Yeah. It was like this. It's this whole entire cultural shock because, like, she said that she has been like to Mecca and stuff like that, and over there she has to go full on hijab, everything. But she has to be escorted by a male, and all this stuff like that. But like, and so she like knows the difference in cultures. Like she's even been to like her ancestral land over in Africa. She knows a little bit of what she is, and she's gone over there and visited and stuff like that. And she talks about the difference in the culture alone whenever it comes to Muslim men and women over there compared to here. And she's like, so that's why I enjoy being here, because I can say whatever the fuck I want to. Mm-hmm. Whereas over there, I can own, like, the man talks for me.
Right? Yeah.
And but yeah, no. So like, it's just always funny because like, as far as we've been together, she's always just spoken her mind. And so like, if there was anything about me, like she sits there and it kind of upsets her thinking about how like I won't be in heaven with her. But I sit there, I'm like, look, I try to keep the conversation from getting dark for her because it's a very, very upsetting thing for her. I try to be like, you can just sneak me in your backpack or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And
and my +1.
Yeah. This is my +1.
I was told everybody got a +1.
Look, I was told you could bring your dog in, so why can't she bring another human in?
But, Russ is like a dog. He pants.
Exactly. I tend to
see, like he's in there. Be cool. Be cool, man. Be cool.
Yeah,
We got eternity to fucking work this all out. So let's just slow down with the yeses
maybe,
and the nos. Just let me in now, and then we'll think about it over the next couple million years.
Do you think heaven works with D&D rules, where like if I roll a nat 20,
you're in
God's
there.
just like, yep, that's a dog.
No, he's like, if you roll a nat 20, you're God.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, God, I was just warming your seat for you.
Yeah,
like,
get up.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's all wet over here.
Yeah,
know what you've been.
All right.
Carry on luggage, exactly, Stephanie.
Carry on. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to unzip that carry on. What? Why? For what reason?
It's moaning.
Do you have a warrant? You're not getting in the suitcase.
Like we sent this to the X-ray. Yeah, there's a whole human being in here. Like
he waved at the X-ray tech.
Yeah. Sometimes Mike says Russ is so full of McRibs he might be able to pass as a cat.
Yeah.
Look,
dude, but that's pork. No, you ain't getting in.
Yeah.
Your pork content alone is not getting you into Muslim heaven. I can tell you that right now.
Look,
you're probably 30% pork.
Yeah, they sit there and like, you are not halal.
No, you are not halal.
You're very, very haram.
Yeah, haram as fuck.
Look, all I'm saying is I want to get in there so I can get my 72 versions.
Right. It'll be a bunch of fucking nerds.
Star Trek guys.
A bunch of Star Trek nerds. Here you go. Hey.
I'd be like,
hi, how are you?
Look, I would get them and I'd be like, so
who's building my
game of D&D?
Who's building my computer?
Right. I need one of y'all to build my computer. I need to tell Mikey how this place blows right now.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great. Internet and
all of a sudden, Mikey gets an email from me like, this place blows. There's like they're all dudes.
100% chance that I did not read that email.
100% chance.
100% chance. I do not read that.
He would sit there and be like, he'll sit there and see that and be like,
delete.
Like 30 years later, like, oh, Russ, what is this?
I'll be like, nice trying to use old dead Russ to get my fucking email password. Right. Not gonna work.
Not gonna work.
I don't trust him.
Not today.
Not today, Satan.
All right, guys, let's bring this to a close and we'll get the after party going.
Yeah.
So, thanks everyone for hanging out with us. Chatting with Mr. Frustrated Atheist here, who came back onto the show. This second go round. We've had a few of these now. We will have some more as other folks want to come on and sort of update us on things. If you'd like to do that, let me know.
If you want a third, if y'all want a third time with me coming back, I'm not doing that.
No.
We're canceling that one.
I'll be honest with you, we don't even want you in the after party. But anyway, so
too late. I'm already here.
Neil's in after party mode. Look out.
But thanks everyone. Thanks to our awesome members. I love the fact that you guys joined as members. It's great. If you are interested in doing so, it's only like $2 or $3, I think. So you can click on the join button down below and become a member of our wonderful crew. And if you guys want to be involved in the after party, just let Mikey or me know one way or another there. I don't really use Twitch anymore much, so I prefer.
I think you mean Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah, because we're actually on Twitch right now, so that would be a lie.
Yeah, I was like, that's not what he meant.
I know, on there right now. What do you mean you don't use it?
You're currently using it.
But just let us know. We'll get you a link. You can jump in here with us and Russ and make a fuss. Oh, there we go.
Because of my put an OnlyFans link.
OnlyFans link. Russ's OnlyFans. There you go. Yeah.
It's just me. It's just me over here eating McRibs shirtless, saying,
"Oh,
are you happy now? Are you happy now?"
No, I would pay $10 a month to have you eat a McRib, but I want you in a
tutu.
No, a little kiddie pool full of barbecue sauce.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I would just definitely do that.
Just complete the circle.
Like you don't know what I would do for $10. Heck yeah, $10 a month. I'll do that for you, monkey.
Just the amount of sauce would just be ungodly. Like to get it's a lot of packets.
Look, no, I'm just gonna go to the store and get a bunch of barbecue sauce bottles.
You live in the land of barbecue sauce. I forget this.
Exactly.
Imagine if you had to do it all with the little packets. You'd be like,
Oh my
Oh.
God.
100 million more of these, and I'll be done.
At this point, I'd be like, just take the little wrapper off and stick it to him. Just flip it upside down and just put it on.
Just
Save
cover
some
my
time.
All right, are we done here? Because this is all like after party type stuff. So,
Yep.
Okay.
Let's
all
go.
right, thanks everybody, and until next time, like I always say at the end of the interview section of the show, like the late great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye. Howdy, howdy.
Oh, we're still live. What's going on?
Oh, yeah.
I had it set up that it would stop this, but I guess you got to just